So on this video, we're going to talk through the basic principles of ironing a shirt. So we're going to start off with pressing the collar. So I'm going to start by pressing the face of the collar, the area we see when the garment is worn. So I'm going to lay that flat down on the ironing board and press. Now I've checked the fibre content of this shirt and I know it's 100% cotton, so I can have the iron up nice and high and use steam to aid in the pressing process. So the next area I'm going to tackle is our cross back and shoulder area, which is a separate panel on a shirt which is called a yoke. So I'm going to place the yoke over the end of the ironing board. This means it can lay flat and I can press from the centre back over the shoulder area. So we're just going to press our yoke panel, making sure everything's nice and flat. I'm then going to move the garment around the ironing board so I can press the opposite side. Again, from the centre back, coming around the curve of the neck and over the shoulder. So once this area has been pressed, I'm now going to start with the centre front. So I'm going to lay the centre front down flat on the ironing board and I'm going to work away from me. So I'm going to, at the moment the shirt is hanging in front of me, I'm going to press and take it over the ironing board so there's no chance of me creasing the work between me and the ironing board once it's pressed. It can hang freely down the opposite side. So I'm going to iron the front of our shirt using the toe of the iron to glide around the buttons. We don't press over the buttons, and up to and around the front neck. So we're then going to move the shirt away from myself, making sure it's nice and flat around this armhole area and pressing. And then just keep moving the shirt around the ironing board, keeping it nice and flat, pressing the side seams, moving the sleeve over, out of the way. Now we start pressing the back. Again, up the armhole, through the pleats. Not all shirts have pleats, but some do for ease across the back yoke. Then moving it to the centre back. Again, we can press the hem edge all the way up to the yoke attach. Okay, we'll just move the shirt over. We can go again on the second armhole edge and our pleat side seam down to the hem. Again, move our sleeve out of the way as we come on to the second front panel. Again, now here we have a pocket on our shirt front. This one doesn't have a button, but if you do have one with a button, make sure you iron around the button, not over the button. When we press over buttons, we can bruise the fabric and mark the fabric. So always press around any buttons on the shirt. Now we're going up the other centre front, our buttonhole side. So once we've done the body of the shirt, we can then tackle our sleeves. So with the sleeve, I'm going to start with the cuff first. So I'm going to open up the cuff flat and I'm going to press the cuff. I'm going to make sure then the sleeve lays flat on the ironing board. So we have the underarm seam is going to the underside, it's going to the back of the garment, and then it just lays nice and flat, causes a continuous crease on the overarm running to the shoulder point, as the yoke seam is often forward to the natural shoulder. So this crease doesn't run in line with our yoke seam. So we press our sleeve. Then we turn our garment over so we can press the opposite side. So here we have a placket detail on this side, so we want to make sure we don't iron over the button. But we get, when we press, we get right into the pleat detail on the cuff. So now we're going to press the other sleeve. So this time when I'm laying the shirt down, I have the back of the sleeve facing uppermost to begin with. So this time I can see the seam, making sure that is to the back of the sleeve, just as the previous one we've done. This will ensure our overarm crease running into the yoke and the shoulder is in the same position as the opposite side. So we press our sleeve. Again, round our button, not over it, after doing the cuff, and then the opposite side. And that is the basic principles of pressing our shirt.